Hey guys, this is IS0138, and I'm back to cast another 2v2 match for you, and this one will be on one of the brand new maps that are in circulation. This one is called Khaydarin Depths, and this game is going to be between aBso, the red Protoss. His teammate will be FaBo, the blue Zerg, and their opponents will be Ash, the teal Protoss, and his teammate will be FlareStar, the purple Terran. Now, the last game I did from Ash and FlareStar, I believe FlareStar was playing Zerg and Ash was Protoss, and that was a pretty epic game. Definitely a pleasure to cast and very exciting, and I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be awesome on a new map. I want to mention really quickly FaBo and aBso. I looked them up on these StarCraft 2 rankings, and they're a pretty high diamond level 2v2 arranged team, so this should be interesting. Ash and FlareStar they are in first place in the North American diamond level on 2v2 arranged, but something to note is that there is now Master Leagues for all the teams. For all the team categories, there are Master Leagues now, so a lot of the teams that we've been seeing have been jumping in to the Master League, and we'll see if Ash and FlareStar get there soon, if they're still playing enough games or whatnot. So all that out of the way, let's look at this map really quick. And you do have a choke to wall in here, as there is some pro harass going on at the front of FlareStar's main, and there's that one ramp there, and then there are no backdoor rocks. See, this is confusing because most of these new maps have backdoor rocks. This map actually, okay, I played a map last night, or I played a game last night on this map, and I got totally cheesed by double Protoss doing proxy gateways behind this these trees here, and my friend Mice is probably still laughing about that game and one of the other games that I did. But that's enough about that. So beware of cheese back here is something to think about. And so the natural expansion is pretty vulnerable because you've got this. Okay, there's rocks back here somewhere, right? Yeah, there's rocks over here, but you don't have to go that way. You can come in through here, and so it's pretty exposed. This base is actually very, very exposed. So so it makes for this map, at least so far in my experience, makes for some one base opening play. So we'll see how this pans out. FaBo is working on his Zergling speed right now, and the Protoss player is still pretty standard. We'll see what the tech routes are here, as Ash has not really committed to a particular tech route. On the other hand, aBso is getting a second gateway after his Cybernetics Core. Warp Gate is not being started yet, so we'll see if that is just a delay or if he plans on doing that, or how that's going to work out, because Ash already has his Warp Gate on the way, and he is going for a 4-gate. He threw down 3 gateways immediately, and so now aBso is getting his Warp Gate, and Baneling's Nest is on the way for the blue player FaBo. So is he going to try and break FlareStar's entrance? And the pinging going on over here, I'm wondering if that is just he wants FlareStar to put some kind of building over here to prevent any kind of Overlord, Dark Templar warp in, or anything of that nature, as we have seen that play happen all the time. But right now, FlareStar needs to be worried about a Baneling bust coming up the front from FaBo. So we'll see if he begins to do that. The 4-gate is about to start kicking in here for Ash, and so once that 4-gate is kicked in, this Baneling bust is not going to do much because he will be able to help his teammate FlareStar. And on the other hand, aBso, meanwhile, is getting a robotics facility, so 2-gate robo from aBso. So if he does get some Immortals out, that will be pretty effective. And actually an Infernal Pre-Igniter already on the way, so FlareStar is going to be upgrading his Hellions, and he doesn't even have one out yet. So interesting. Perhaps once he finishes this upgrade, he will swap this onto a reactor to continue to produce more Hellions. He's getting a medevac out, so are we going to be seeing a Hellion drop? And oh, the Banelings tried to come in here and bust down this front, and this supply depot is going to go down. And the Zerglings are going to get us around on these Marines. The Marines need to be microed back. They are going to get surrounded. There is one Hellion out here, but one Hellion is not going to be enough to deal with this. Meanwhile, Ash is forced to defend the push from aBso on the front, and more Zerglings are coming. Ash and FlareStar are in a huge, huge amount of trouble, as there are Zerglings inside the mineral line floors for FlareStar. The Hellion did get taken out there. These SCVs trying to stay alive, if at all possible. This medevac possibly should be picking up the SCVs. He only manages to get one there, and a couple of force fields went down. I think that was from Ash to force these to split up aBso's units there, and once this force field goes down, it looks like Ash should be able to clean up the rest of the units inside of FlareStar's main. But ouch, he is hurting. He's down to like one SCV here that is sitting inside the medevac, as well as a Hellion with practically no life left. And Ash is forced to continue to defend the front as FaBo is sending in more and more Zerglings. He has his rally point set out here, and more Zerglings are on the way, and Immortal is coming out now for aBso. And so what is Ash going to be able to do to defend FlareStar while he tries to rebuild? They are going to be in a lot of trouble after this, and the medevac even, I mean, there's still Zerglings loose in the main, so this needs to be taken care of ASAP. And at the same time, FaBo, why is it going to be running Zerglings right into Ash's base when he left his army out there to try and clean up FlareStar's base? But it looks like these Zerglings, are they going to die? No. A couple of probes fighting should be able to take care of these Zerglings, however. And it doesn't look like any of the probes are going to die either. So nicely done there by Ash. And it looks like going to regroup here, aBso has a pretty sizable force now with 2 Immortals in there. It's going to make this army very, very beefy. That supply depot quickly going down, and these Stalkers are falling back, afraid of the triple Immortals now in this army. And wow, aBso and FaBo definitely have the upper hand. And what are they going to do about it? As I don't want to miss any action here in the front, I want to go back and look at it. We see more Banelings are morphing in, so a lot of Banelings are morphing in at the front. And FaBo has been droning pretty well considering all the units he has been creating, and at the same time, aBso still on 2-gate Robo, no expansions on the way yet. And Ash continuing to produce off of 4 Warp Gates, getting some Sentries and Zealots mixed in here, which is definitely what he needs considering there are 3 Immortals in this army. He's going to try and press at the front of Ash's base. This could be a fatal mistake, and a force field placed in the right spot right here could split this army, but it looks like he missed with his force fields are on the low ground, not doing anything, and that could be critical error. Oh man, Ash, your force field needed to be right here. And he threw him on the low ground, and here comes some Banelings, actually all going to blow up on this army of Stalkers that's getting surrounded by Zerglings. The Banelings actually not doing the most that they possibly could there, but Ash in desperation mode, warping in more and more Stalkers, trying to micro back and forth and take out some of this army. And now these Stalkers and Sentries are focusing down this pylon, and one of these warp gates will become unpowered. But remember, if you watch some of my previous casts, we do know that even if a Cybernetics core is unpowered, you can still produce Sentries and Stalkers off of that. So the Cybernetics core is still working, and there's the force field that he needed before. But that was actually placed by aBso to try and escape. So some damage was done, but not to Ash's mineral line. So Ash was able to protect his mineral line. At the same time, though, FlareStar, man, it looks like FaBo just ran his Zerglings in there and just decimated FlareStar's base. So what can Ash do? He's pretty much, yeah, he's on, it's a 1 versus 2 now. I don't think FlareStar can come back in this game. I don't think he has any SCVs, actually. He had that medevac that had that 1 SCV, but I don't know where that went or if it got taken out. It probably got taken out. If I check the units tab, I should be able to see that. No, he does have a medevac, but he has 3 Hellions, but no, he does not have any SCVs. And it looks like some Hellions got in here and did some damage because, God, I must have missed that. Okay, this is a, okay, the medevac here with 2 Hellions has been harassing aBso's base, so that could keep them in the game, as aBso's economy is now way behind. If we check the income tabs, yeah, aBso down to only 200 or 300 minerals harvesting, but that is more than 0, which FlareStar has. So Ash in the lead economically by a long shot, because it looks like the Hellions did get in here. And are they going to drop again? More Hellions are going to drop in the back of FaBo's base and start torching up drones. The Infernal Pre-Igniter is complete, and a lot of drones are going to go down here before getting lifted back off. I'm not sure... oh, here comes the main attack. One Immortal is in this army, but will it be enough? The Zerglings are going to be getting in on this action and forcing back. And, okay, the Zerglings doing a bit of damage back here, but the Stalker's pulling back nicely. And this force field from aBso actually ended up hurting them. I think he's going to come in here to the Terran base. He's going to find out that there's really nothing here. There's no real reason for them to be worried about the Terran base. Should have perhaps both of them, not perhaps, they both definitely should have ran into Ash's base, and now these Zerglings are left all on their own, and they probably will be able to kill a good portion of these Stalkers, but some nice micro by Ash. Shooting and scooting, allowing a couple of his Stalkers to fall and take most of the damage while moving the other Stalkers away to continue firing without being hit. And now these Overlords are going to go down in the center of the map, and aBso's not even going to bother with that. He's just going to retreat here. And these Zerglings have maybe a bad rally point or what, because they are going to straight up engage these Stalkers. The Stalkers need to turn around and just kill these, as Ash is running away from an equivalent amount of Zerglings, and now the Zerglings will be forced to turn around. But reinforcements are here from aBso, so a lot of back and forth right now. Is pretty much a 1 versus 2, as Ash is doing everything he can to stay in this game. aBso needs a couple of more Immortals, but he's been forced to. Man, it looks like the Hellions have just been continuing to drop in here, and more probe harassment has been done. That's why aBso keeps running back and forth here. There's a medevac. Is that medevac still kicking? That medevac is still chilling out here and just continuing to do drop harassments. Really, FaBo needs to throw down a spine crawler. And a photon cannon would help in the back of aBso's base as well, as these Hellions have done so much damage. I just missed it. I wanted to check the kills on these Hellions. Maybe next time they drop out, I'll be able to see, but they have like no life left. And so much damage has been done. The ping actually going off up here. Problem is this Queen is doing enough damage to those Hellions to prevent them from doing much more. And this is my natural tendency. I see pings, I start clicking on stuff, nothing's happening. So I'm assuming that Ash and FlareStar are talking on Skype or through the game, though I will say that I'm pretty disappointed with the built-in voice feature, at least from what I've experienced so far. It's like mine like doesn't even work. It sounds like crap, and I can't turn off the push to talk. I want it to be push to talk, so it only picks up sound when I push the button. But the last time I tried using it, I couldn't pick that, even though I picked it, but it wasn't working. It was just like it was still picking up random sounds in between when I wanted to talk. So that was really annoying, because every time it does that, it like lowers the game volume and then it comes back, and plus it's all scratchy and the quality is terrible. So I guess most people talk through Skype when they play on this. I guess Vent would work as well. So I guess I should start doing that. But nonetheless, or nevertheless, maybe would be a better word there, because Ash is going to press forward, voice chat or not. And there's a juicy expansion over here that he is going to forget about. He's going to forget about that expansion, run right into the main of FaBo, and because the Hellions have done so much economic damage, Ash actually is in a decent position here. Now, this is going to be the battle that decides this game, because aBso is bringing his army in here. He still only has 1 Immortal. He does have 6 sentries, and can he split up this army effectively? He is able to split it up fairly well, but now Ash, he does have a few Stalkers stuck in the front here. The better concave going to aBso. Ash is actually going to fall back. I think he might have been able to engage that. The more that this Immortal is not attacking, the better shape Ash is in, as this Immortal is still stuck in the back, unable to fire. So Ash getting quite a lot of shots, and now with this Immortal shooting, he's going to be in trouble, though. It's pretty even right now. Ash doing all he can to micro his Stalkers back that are low on life, and now he's going to try and focus down the Immortal. It will fall, but a couple of these Stalkers are going to go down. Some crazy micro going on right now, and it's down to 3 Stalkers versus 3 Stalkers. Ash Stalkers have more life, but the Zerglings from FaBo are going to come in from the natural expansion and clean up the Stalkers from Ash. And Ash is trying the long distance mine. He has no minerals left, and that is going to be game. So that was pretty close. Perhaps if Ash had taken out this base or gone for this mineral line first, things may have been different. I'm not so sure though, as FlareStar losing his base so early on really put them on the back foot. So this game was sent to me by Ash. Thank you for sending me this game, and even though Ash lost, he sent me this game, so I am impressed with the balls on you, Ash, for sending me games where you lost as well. So that makes it more exciting for me, because I really don't know if you're going to win or lose, and neither does anybody else. So appreciate that, and it was exciting to cast a game, my first game on one of the new maps. So thanks for watching, you guys. Thumbs up if you liked the vid. This is Irie StarCraft, and peace out.